EA Sports just made the biggest mistake of FC26. This Juan Cuadrado went from 40,000 coins to 100,000 coins because they upgraded his pace to 99 5 days early. In fact, they accidentally upgraded the entire Ultimate Scream team number 2 that just dropped into packs. They all have a 99 rated stat, but unfortunately for me and my transfer list, which you can see right here, is absolutely stacked with Ultimate Scream Team 1 players, didn't accidentally upgrade those cards quite yet. We might have to wait till November 5th. Now, the good news is they are also going up in price, but there are less than 5 days left until the full moon, which is when these cards are supposed to get upgraded in the first place. Team 1 is going to be rising in price. When do we sell these cards? And what cards are you overlooking that could 3x in price over the course of the next couple of days? That's what we're talking about in today's video. Let's hop into it. What's the most important thing in FC26 Ultimate Team? It's coins. And where can you get the cheapest coins? At Loot Bar. It's the cheapest and it's the safest coin trading platform on the entire market. It's 10% cheaper than all the other platforms. And if you use my code NITRO, you're going to get 10% off during the Ultimate Scream promo. And if that's not enough percent, you'll get another 5% bonus added to what you order. And an extra 5% off for returning customers too. Loot Bar has quick delivery within a half an hour. Big creators use it and it also has great reviews. Don't forget code NITRO at checkout. We have addressed an issue where Ultimate Scream Team 2 players were unintentionally upgraded ahead of schedule. EA Sports. I mean, what are we doing? And I'll be honest, in terms of EA mistakes that have been made, this is one of the more fun ones. It has made the market incredible over the last few hours to make coins. Now, unfortunately, I didn't take too much advantage of this. You can see some of the prices that these cards have risen to when these cards did get that 99 stat for a little bit. It lasted like less than 2 hours before EA Sports did fix the issue. But you can see this Mariona, who was over 400k for a little bit. I actually bought that card for 210,000 coins on a fluctuation trade, a Friday flip, for the rarity spikes that happened with the new cards. I bought that for 210. Then I sold her for 235. 5 minutes after that card sold, she got upgraded to a 99 pace and doubled in price. So a little bit unlucky on that little investment that I made there, that little trade that I made there. But you can see how expensive these cards got and how hyped up people were about using cards with 99 on their stats. And what you can also see is that they upgraded a stat that makes sense for every single card. I would expect that these exact same stats are going to be the ones that get upgraded. You know, Pulisic 99 pace, Cuadrado 99 pace, Dybala 99 pace. And then you've got guys like Rudler on the bottom left, 99 shooting, Joao Felix 99 shooting, Berenstein 99 shooting, right? These are good upgrades. And then the center back that's in the team, 99 defense. It's not like they're giving Dybala 99 defense as a striker, where it's like, okay, I guess it makes his card better, but it's not that much better. It's a defense stat for a striker. It doesn't make any sense. So EA Sports didn't do that, which I think is a good thing. And I would imagine it's going to be the same stats that get upgraded the actual time they should get upgraded. But we don't know the stats that are going to get upgraded for team number 1, though. Team number 1, of course, we've invested pretty heavily in. If you guys have been watching my videos, you'll know this. But if you're new to the channel, here's my transfer list right now. I've got 4 Mbomos. I've got 4 Peter Crouch, which I told you guys at the end of last video, I'm going to probably go out and buy some Peter Crouch at the next dip. He dipped pretty well at the release of the Park G Sung SBC because it's another hero center attacking mid scream card. And so he dipped to 60k. And so I bought 4 of them for 60,000 coins. And I thought that that's a pretty good deal on a card that's been pretty hyped up over the last few days. But that's not all. We invested in Muller as well for like 19,000 coins on average. We invested in Tella for like or I think it's like 20k on average. That's a more expensive one that I bought. 21k right there, 19,000 coins right there. So maybe 20k on average for Tella. And then we also got a few other cards in here. The main one that has worked the best is Cabal. This card we got for like 39 to like 41,000 coins. And that is a card that has risen a lot, guys. But overall, you might be a little disappointed with the prices that we've seen from these rises. Because Cabal, even though he's up like 14,000 coins, that's a huge profit. And we've got like 9 of those cards. We look at a card like Mbomo, who's, 205, maybe we sell for 210. We're just getting our coins back. I invested in that card for 200,000 coins. So some cards are up nicely. Muller's up by like 3K. Tella's up by like 3K. And Bomo's not really up. Cabal's up a ton. And then cards like Kimmich did well. And then the no-risk investments, I mean, they're no-risk investments. They're probably not going to go up that much, but you got Haley and Due for discard price, who could do well if they get the right stat upgrade. So with that being said, we're seeing a rise, but we're not seeing them go to the moon quite yet. So when is that going to happen? Should we sell right now and take the small profit, or should we wait? For me, I think we wait. The only problem with that is during the weekend, of course, we have weekend league supply. And weekend league supply is not necessarily going to bring these cards into the market. That's not going to supply these cards into the game. But what it will do is it'll bring the overall market down. The Ultimate Scream 2 cards will come down. The actual meta cards in the game that exist since the beginning, you know, Tijani Reinders, center mid, goes down in price. And so as we get more and more FUT Champs rewards, the overall market comes down. And so people might say, well, I don't really want to buy a Pablo Fornals if I can get, you know, card B for the same price now. And so that's what happens to out-of-pack cards, even if they're not in packs during the supply. A lot of times, if the market goes down overall, they'll come down with it. Here's the thing, though. Even if we do see some small drops, I think that given the price that we saw these Ultimate Scream Team 2 cards at during the day when they actually got that upgrade to 99, I mean, you can see those prices right there. You're looking at Pulisic for nearly 300K, Mariona for 400K, Beerenstein for 117,000 coins, guys. But you look at their prices now for Ultimate Scream Team 2, and you can see Beerenstein is 50K, and you can't even sell her because she won't even sell. The price range is messed up. Mariona is 240. Pulisic is like half the price that he was. Cuadrado is literally half the price that he was right there. Joao Felix down to 300K. All these cards have come down in price very significantly from when they got that upgrade. It shows the amount of hype behind the upgrade itself. And I'm not saying that these cards are going to sustain this kind of value the entire time they get upgraded. But what I am saying is that there is going to be probably another peak like this. Maybe not to this extreme because we weren't expecting this, but we will see a lot of hype building once we get to Monday and Tuesday. And Tuesday has always been known as kind of like sell day. Tuesday night, it's always a great time to sell. And that's also the day before these cards get upgraded. So we could see so much hype building. Maybe we get leaks if we're lucky, and that's going to have people preparing for these upgrades. And I think this actually helps because the entire community is going to be like, oh, well, the first time these cards got upgraded, they doubled. So the second time they get upgraded, they're going to do it again? Probably not. In fact, I think once they get upgraded, I think they come down in price this next coming time. So selling into the hype is very, very important. And I'll tell you what, in FIFA 17, when this Ultimate Scream promo came out the first time, that's really when I learned I need to sell in the hype every time because I invested, I think it was in like a Sergio Busquets card that was going to get an upgrade to 99 pace. And I bought that card and I bought a ton of them. And then once it actually got the upgrade, well, everybody was ready to sell and it came crashing down in price. So selling into the hype here is of utmost importance. Now let's talk about this Adeyemi investment. Even though my transfer list is nearly full, I left one Adeyemi that I sold on my transfer list just as proof that I sold him. I could have sold him for more, actually. I sold a little bit early. But the reason we bought these Adeyemis is because we just expected he was going to fit into an evolution at some point over the course of the next couple weeks. It only took a couple of days, and we bought that card just a couple days ago. It really was like on Monday when we bought that card, and then by Friday or Thursday it was, that card spiked up to 6,000 coins. It doubled in price in just a couple of days. Well, all we had to do is look at some of the more meta, lower rated cards that could potentially fit an evolution during Ultimate Scream. We had already seen a card like Doku spike up, and he's on the left wing. So it was only inevitable that a right-wing evolution were to come eventually. And as you can see, that Doku went from 4K to like freaking 13K. We made so many coins on that one as well, even though I didn't get for 4K. I got them for like 8K and sold for 13K. But the reason that I bring this back up is because I think it's just going to continue to work over time. And now, even though it might be a long hold, even though we don't know when these cards are going to fit into an evolution, we can look at 83 rated meta cards that could fit in evolution here over the course of the coming weeks. And maybe we even get lucky in that they fit over the coming days. Now, Luis Openda and Hincapié, both of those cards are not in packs. They haven't been in packs since like day one because they got a transfer. But you look at a card like Jeremy Frimpong, you look at a card like Ibanez, he's already fit a couple evolutions. Camavinga, guys, Camavinga, right there. Murillo, right? Hincapié's actual Arsenal card that's in packs right there. Luis Openda, he's got 95 pace. That'd be an incredible one to invest in. I'd avoid Goretzka. I think that's a little bit too inflated. Oh my God, Alejandro Balde-Mart. This is an incredible investment. Once he fits a nice evolution, all it has to do is get hyped up, because the truth is leakers are in control of this market. Whenever a leaker gets some information about an Evo that's coming and they know, okay, it's a max 83 left back evolution that's on its way, once that hits the community, Alejandro Balde-Martinez quadruples in price. I'm not even joking. This is the kind of card, 1,600 coins, guys, could easily go to over 4,000 coins at any information of a left back evolution, guys. And so these are the kinds of cards that I think you should go out and invest over this weekend. Ronald Araujo could be an incredible investment. 80 pace center back for Barcelona. That's another good one. Maybe even Hugo Ekitike. I know we lost some coins on Hugo Ekitike earlier this year, but you can't be afraid to dip your toes back in. Hugo Ekitike, there he is. I figured he'd be on this list somewhere. But Hugo Ekitike could be a good one for a striker right there, if you can get him for close to discard. So Ayoze Perez, that's another one. Ayoze Perez, if he fits an evolution, that would be incredible. So all of those players that I just mentioned, I think you can at the very least club stock these guys, which means put one of them in your club and wait for an evolution to come. But quite frankly, if you wanted to buy like 10 or 20 of each of these cards and just set them aside for now, if you've got the space on your transfer list, just set them aside. If you can get a good deal during the supply at some point this weekend, and I'm not saying it doesn't mean you have to buy Openda for 2.1 exactly, right? You might be able to get them for 1,600 at some point this weekend. But these are the cards that I think you should stock up on, because I would not be surprised if they see a spike like Karim Adeyemi had just yesterday, where he went from 3,000 coins to over 6,000 coins. I wouldn't be surprised if we're just turning the corner on 83 rated cards being more used in evolutions here in the coming weeks. And I wanted to give a shout out to one of the viewers who commented on one of my tweets. We actually tweeted about the Adeyemi investment, and then we got a reply from Loki who said he bought 120 Adeyemis, which means that he probably went from like 350 or 400K all the way to 700 or 800,000 coins on that investment. So huge shout out to that. And if you guys ever make big coins on an investment that we talk about in the videos, send them to me, especially on Twitter. I'll see them and I will retweet them. I love seeing that stuff. But now let's talk about the good stuff, because if you have coins liquid still, here is where I'd put them. So Berenstein obviously isn't a good price range right now, but eventually this is going to get updated and that card is going to drop below 50K. There's going to be a lot of undercutting. Whenever that happens, I'd be looking for deals, because we already know that this Berenstein is going to get 99 shooting, and she's already got incredible dribbling and pace as it is. That is a good card. 4-star, 4-star. That is going to be a card worth a lot more than whatever that price is when that undercutting begins, when that price range is actually fixed. The next card would maybe be Timothy Weah. We know that this card is going to get to 99 defense as a right back with already good pace and good stats all around. I think that if this card gets down to maybe like 25K or less this weekend, it's something that I am going to be looking at. Then I'm also looking at fodder cards. Right now, 86s are down like almost 2,000 coins from what they were yesterday. You take a look at this Schuller right here for 7.1K. Well, that card was all the way up at 9.5 thousand coins just on Wednesday, has spiked down. 6,800 was the low point on Saturday, slightly up from there, especially with those 2,000 FC points. We've gotten some added supply to the weekend league supply, but I'd expect to get some sort of casino SBC on Sunday. That is going to be a little bit of value for fodder to go up in price. And then, of course, as we exit the weekend and get closer to Wednesday again, when those upgrade SBCs refresh, that's probably going to be a time where these cards go up again. So fodder cards are decent, but not just low-rated fodder like 86s. Even high-rated fodders, cards like Prince for 142,000 coins, it's pushing it. I would try to get for a little bit cheaper. Maybe just monitor prices of Prince right now. But take a look at this card. This card spiked up from 120,000 coins all the way to 170K, and it has come back down ever since the Mbappe SBC got released, but there's still demand. If there weren't people doing the Mbappe SBC right now, that card would have come back down to 110K. No problem, but it hasn't. That's proving there's demand for this Prinz, and it's the only 92 rated card at the moment that you can use in an SBC that's any good value. I guess there's Angerer as well, so keep an eye on Angerer. She's 152K, so obviously Prinz is the better option at the moment, but maybe Angerer gets cheaper at some point. 92 rated, they fluctuate so much. It doesn't mean just buy blindly. Monitor those prices over the course of a day and see there's obviously these big peaks and valleys. Go ahead and try to buy in the valley and then maybe list overnight. You buy it for maybe 130, list it overnight for 155 and see if it sells. And a lot of times you'll recognize it will sell. So that's a nice little trading method, nice little investment method right there. Even cards like Rodri could be a good thing because people invested heavy in this Rodri in preparation for the Mbappe SBC that came out. And as you can see, it went up to about 34,000 coins and came back down to about 30.5. 32K again, pushing it, but proving that there's demand. And that's what you need right now, is that there is demand for these cards. Weekend League supply is the best time to be buying these cards. So look for some deals on Rodri. I'd say he probably gets back to 34K, no problem, especially given the fact that 89 rated cards are getting so close to his price. If you're gonna, spend 28K on an 89, well, you might as well just spend the extra 4K and get a Rodri for a 32. And I think that's gonna be the logic behind a lot of people buying fodder cards for the Mbappe SBC. So I would probably see Rodri go up a little bit higher than what he's at right now. So fodder cards are definitely a good way to go as well. And I also went out and I bought a couple of those Peter Crouches just to prove that I put my money where my mouth is. I said the next time that card would drop, which was when that Park Ji-sung SBC came out, I'd buy that card, and he went down to 60K. I loved that price. Right now he's 70,000 coins, so obviously up a little bit from what he was. But if you take a look at the upgrades that we actually saw from these cards as well, you can see that some of these new cards like Wesley Schneider, he got a dribbling upgrade right there. You can see the Matuidi card got a physical upgrade. You can see that, what is that, Di Natale? He didn't get the upgrade because he was in team number 1. Marquisio got a pace upgrade. So Marquisio could be a good investment, guys. Marquisio gets 99 pace. Freddie Ljungberg goes to 99 shooting, and he's already got 90 pace. Freddie Ljungberg could be a really, really good shout as an investment as well. So those are cards that I'm looking at. And that Freddie Ljungberg right now, 60,000. I mean, that's not bad. That's a card that I'm definitely tempted to invest in. I wish he had striker on his card, but he can play on both wings. So I guess that's good enough right there. But given the fact that he's going to go to 99 shooting with already 90 pace, and that card also has 4-star, it kind of blends in with that Beerenstein investment that we saw, or we talked about a moment ago. But I did invest in Peter Crouch because if he gets a pace boost, oh my God, this card is going to be incredible. He might get a dribbling boost or a physicality boost. I just hope he doesn't get a passing or a defensive boost. If he gets a passing or a defensive boost, we are cooked right there. Risky investment, high adrenaline-fueled investment, but I put my money where my mouth is, and I invested in a few of those Peter Crouch cards as well. And if you guys haven't yet, join the Next Level Foot Trading group. Guys, it is trades sent straight to your phone. What to buy, what to buy them for, when to sell them, making millions during this Ultimate Scream promo, run by the #1 trader of all time. You can get in for the rest of the Ultimate Scream promo and an extra week. You get 2-week trial for €5. That's like $5. It's like 4 Great British pounds. Guys, the link is at the top of the description. I couldn't recommend it any more. And of course, it also helps the channel out. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you haven't yet. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.